Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this change management webinar. We're going to talk about your practices in change management. I'm Christine. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Christine. I'm a certified Prosci instructor. Some of them I have certified some of you, and I welcome you to this webinar, all of you. I am with Antoine, who will take your question at the end of this webinar, and I will talk to you about how you can post your question a little bit further on. So, in this session, so I told you I'm with Antoine, so I will talk about the agenda of this session, this webinar. First of all, we're going to talk to you about why we have decided at Nexum to create this seminar. We're going to talk about our commitments. What are we going to propose to you during this webinar and during this workshop? I will introduce you the workshop, how it will work, what we will do during this workshop. And as I say, at the end of this webinar, we will take all your questions and answers, and we will answer them. And the question, you can pose them. You will see it in the little tool bar underneath your screen. You have a little item with question and answer, and you also can chat on live. So why this webinar and why this workshop and why this journey, and why do we want to accompany the people that have been certified? Because we think that sometimes it's not enough to just have the methodology and to have the theory. We think that sharing and benchmarking your change management practices can be very helpful, especially if you do it with people that are in different kind of businesses. And we often see it even in the certification, when the participants are sharing their work life, what they're living on a daily basis. Sometimes it brings a lot of new solution, but also to accompany the implementation, execution of your change project. How are we going to do this? Going back to the theory, looking at the plan that you've done, and making sure that you can really share all the issues. To reinforce your competencies as well as change manager, it's very important that through sharing example, but also to going back to the tools and giving a new structure. And I see that when I accompany people in supervision in company, I often see that we have ideas, we have the methodology, but we sometimes do not know how to structure everything, and that we can help you with. And also to find answer to specific questions. So you might have issues that are very specific to your business. And again, during the certification, I've shared some that I have experienced in other business, like having two sponsors, or the sponsor that's not at the right position, or communication issues. And there we can really find the answer to all those specific questions, sharing them and seeing how it's been done somewhere else and find a solution to your problem. So really, that's the objective, is really sharing, confronting, discussing issue, and finding answer for you, and reinforce your competency, going back to the methodology. So it's a journey, reinforcing your efficiency, like I said, also optimizing your strategy. We will see, and I will tell you a little bit more about it later on. There will be a pre-work to be done, of course, a pre-work to be done to those workshops. And because we want to know where you at with your strategy and how we can optimize it together. To overcome obstacle, you can go through some issues and you don't know how to solve it in your strategy, to confront and improve your change management practices. And I think this will be very interesting to share what you've done, what worked, what didn't work, and how we can improve it. And also to get deeper into the principle of change management. And there maybe we will share other tools and we will see how we can go deeper, for example, looking at the PCT and reevaluating your project. So we will share that with you during the supervision. So that's the journey that we want to go through with you. How are we going to do this? First and foremost, we will do it. We will be a team at Nexum accompanying you. So it will be myself and Céline Simon. For those of you who do not know Céline Simon, she has a great experience in change management. So she's a consultant and has been working in many companies. So she will really bring this experience, which is very valuable. I've seen it and I've worked with Céline on some of the certification, and it's a really good added value. And I will be also there to make sure that the methodology is used in the most efficient way. So we are two, and we have designed a two months journey that will include 3 workshops of 4 hours. So it will be 3 half days. We put them on a Friday because we think it's maybe more easier for people to actually get free on a Friday afternoon. So it's 3 workshops. It will be based on your operational issues. So it's very important that you will bring your example, you will bring your change project in the workshop, so we can really work on your real life, okay, project. So it's very important for us. So we will combine the real cases, but also the methodology and how we apply the methodology to your project to make it as efficient as possible. And you will have the full support of a coach, who will be Céline, and of myself, the Prosci instructor. And in between the session, we thought it could be very useful to have peer coaching and with the availability of the coach or the instructor. So I will explain to you, and we will decide during the workshop, according to what we will discuss, the problem we will meet, the issue you will bring, how we're going to structure this peer coaching, how it will be the most efficient for you to structure this peer coaching. But our idea is that during this 2 months journey, you are accompanied all the time so that you can really improve your change management strategy. So the journey, there will be a preparation work, like I said to you, a pre-work. And for us at Nexum, to better understand the project that you will bring at the session, we will ask you to send us the 4 Ps. Remember that exercise, we did it during the certification. The PCT, the risk analysis, and it would be very interesting to see where you at with ADCAR. Are the people well informed about your project? Are they well involved? Do they feel like committing to your change project? Do they have all the knowledge? Meaning, have you been through all the training related to your project, etc., etc. So it's very important for us to understand where you're at with the ADCAR. And then once we receive the pre-work, you will have a pre-call with the instructor. So I will give you a call and we will discuss the pre-work to see if there's any issues that you already want to talk about prior to the workshop, before bringing the project into the workshop. And then we will be in the first workshop. So we structured that a little bit like the journey of change management. So we will optimize the preparation of your project. And there it will be very interesting first to expose the project analysis. So that's what we will do in the first workshop. and see a little bit what are the strengths and the weaknesses of your project. And from those strengths, what are the means of actions that you have already, and already think about a plan and actions that we could put in place. And also, we will see how we can optimize the processes with your key stakeholders. So that will be the first workshop. So in the first workshop, we already have one change that we will really be looking at. Then in between, like I said to you, we will have the co-coaching session between peers. And again, I repeat, we will decide together what will be the best way to do it and how it will be the most efficient for you to do it. In the second workshop, we will optimize your change management strategy. So we will look at all the actions that you've planned and how we can optimize it, and how we can reinforce all those actions with your key stakeholder to make sure that it has the best impact towards those key stakeholders. And then also we will manage the difficulties, because you probably, once you've done this preparation of your project, or maybe already when you implement some of the action, you might have been facing some difficulties, and that maybe are unexpected. And then it would be very interesting to share them and see how we can overcome and manage these difficulties. Then again, it will be a series of action, and we will be, again, those co-coaching sessions between peers. But remember that during those co-coaching sessions, Céline or myself, we will be available to actually work on those co-coaching sessions with you. And then finally, the third workshop, it's like the reinforcement phase, and we will create the condition for your change, for a change that is durable. So we will make sure, we will see what are all the action that we will put in place to make sure that people don't go back to the old way of doing things, that your change is well implemented. And obviously, the overall objective is to make change management a real competency for you and your team. So this is the journey, 3 workshops, and in between the 3 workshops, we will have 2 co-coaching sessions between peers, and we will really be looking at your change project, your strategy, your difficulties, and how you can make your change durable. So this is how it will be structured. We have predefined 3 dates, the 22nd February, 29th March, and 26th of April. So basically, the day will start around 1 with a welcome, and then it will start at 1:30 and end at 5:30. The place where we're going to do those workshops is to be determined. We are looking at making it as central as possible, so that it will be easy for you to reach the place, probably in the center of Brussels for the people that are coming from Paris. And for everyone, we're going to try to make it as easy as possible. The number of participants, minimum 6 participants, maximum 12. The price is €1,190. And for the registration, you can always send a mail to karinedelacolette@nexum.eu. So this is the way you can register to these sessions. And before going through your questions, I wanted also to talk about all the products to improve and go even further in your change management competency. So once you are Prosci Change Management certified, you can go and follow this supervision program to reinforce your practice and learn from other change managers. We also have what we call an advanced immersion workshop that will really help you deepen your change management competency. We have an agile and change management session to implement the agile way of working within your organization. We often have questions about this in the certification. How do we manage agile and change management? And we have the ECM bootcamp. It's really to improve the change management maturity within your organization. There we go a little further and we really look at the overall organization and how it is going through the changes that are being implemented. So this is the journey. These are the 3 days, really we firmly believe in this product, simply because we have people asking you at the end of the session, how can we go further? What can we do after? And for being myself a change manager in some companies and consulting in some companies, it's very helpful to be able to share and have somebody guide you through the methodology and the tools to make sure that it goes further and we have a change that is durable. So now I'm going to take your question.
Thank you, Prosci. We know that you enjoy this webinar. We already have questions. If you have questions, to type them in the conversation. So the first question for you is about to organize this kind of workshop, but on site, only for one company.
Yes, so we do that, and it's actually a very great idea because we have many companies that have certified more than one person, and so it would be very interesting to do it within one company and do those workshops within one company. So we would choose the project we're going to be working on, but of course, because we work in one company, we have the culture, we have the way of working, probably all the sponsor structure, and that would be very interesting within all the certified change manager of one company to work this supervision workshop. It's a very good idea, very good question.
Thank you. For instance, if your company is going agile, or if your company is implementing a new CRM tool or something like this.
Yes, good question as well. And we just spoke about that not long ago at Nexum. So our idea is actually to go to our customer and see what would be the topic that would interest them most and who is the most relevant to the changes they're going through, and then help them implement change management around this one topic. So good question.
Thank you. We do not have any more questions. So if you have any questions, send us an email in the we'll send you the slides presentation. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you very much. And yes, I'm looking forward to meet you or to see you again in one of those sessions. And I wish you a lovely end of the week. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.